Good morning. On behalf of the Davies Career and Technical High School Advanced Manufacturing Program and the Board of Trustees, I want to welcome you all to Davies Career and Technical High School today. I am so grateful that all of you were able to come out today, rearrange schedules, etc. I should introduce myself. I'm Mary Watkins. I'm the Director Superintendent of the school, and I will start off first by saying that none of this would be possible without the ongoing support of the state of Rhode Island, the General Assembly, the Rhode Island Department of Education, and in this program in particular, the Rhode Island Manufacturers Association, as well as the continuous support of the Davies Board of Trustees. We have a number of people speaking today, and so I want to hand it off to them. But my quick word is that we were all sort of comparing notes behind the scenes. This program area opened after a significant influx of money for renovations, kind of tangential to COVID. And while we've had people come through this space aplenty, we've never had a proper event such as the one that you see today. So in addition to having you all here, please know that this really feels like a celebration of the space that's long overdue. And again, I thank you for coming out and joining us today. I would like to first introduce to you Davies Board of Trustees member and Executive Director of the Rhode Island Manufacturers Association, Mr. Dave Chenevier. Dave, come on up.
Thank you, Mary. It is an exciting day for Davies. Somebody come up to me and says, Dave, this is your moment. And I said, no, it's not my moment. This is all about Davies. And the reason we have this right now is to get everyone exposed to the items that they make in here. All these young kids who are going to go into the manufacturing sector is very exciting for me. And I know Brad Morris and Dan Dean, who are from Morris Corporation or REM Sales, are thrilled to see this kind of enthusiasm from these kids. So we're going to move this long as we can. And I'd like to introduce Mr. Brad Morris. Now, Brad and I go back too many years at this point in our lives. We've traveled together to Japan when we were awarded, Swissland was awarded the largest Sagami corporation in North America. I guess probably, I think, Dan, you said, what, 62, 63 machines I bought? So, and so every one of them was a Sagami, and because of the service, the quality, and because I like Brad also. So, Brad Morris.
Thank you very much. It is awesome to walk in here and see, when you turn the corner, 8 students operating by themselves, pressing buttons on CNC machine tools. I'd be shocked if they don't all get a job the day they graduate right now, the way the economy is for manufacturing. So thank you to every single person that has been involved in helping this school have a program like this. Our country needs it. The state of Rhode Island, I know, needs it. All the states need it. And you guys should be very proud. I think the students are lucky. And it almost gives you a little goosebumps to see people doing this type of thing. And everyone doesn't have to be sitting in front of a computer at a desk to be out working with your hands, making things, touching things. It's how the country was built. So it's really fantastic, and I hope we can do more. So thank you very much.
Very good, Brad. I gave him 3 minutes. He did great. So just, we're very fortunate today to have 2 congressmen who have been very supportive in working with Congressman Magaziner over the few years, and Congressman Amo, who's newly right now, but he's getting there, so that's great. So I'd like to introduce Congressman Seth Magaziner.
All right, well, good morning, everybody. A big thank you to everyone from Davies, Mary Watkins, and the faculty, my friend Dave Chenevier, and everyone on the board. my colleagues in government who are here, Congressman Amo and Representatives Shallcross Smith, Phillips, Abney, Chippendale, thank you all so much for your leadership. I see we have a number of leaders in state government here. Matt Weldon, I want to call out in particular, who does a fantastic job. This is a great, great day for Rhode Island. If we want to continue to lead and to compete on the global economic stage, we need a workforce in America that knows how to make things and make things here in America and here in Rhode Island. And in order to do that, we need strong career and technical education programs, including strong support here for the Davies School. When I go around Rhode Island and I meet with manufacturers, I was at Guild Tool in West Warwick just last week, Jade Manufacturing, others. The number one thing they tell me is the demand is there. They need the workforce. They need people who know how to make stuff. And that is why this is so important. If we invest in the workforce, if we invest in these young people to get them the skills they need, they can have great careers, make good money, and help bring back American manufacturing right here in Rhode Island. And the young people get it, by the way. The demand for career and technical education in Rhode Island is ramping up significantly. Just a few years ago, there were only 5,000 or 6,000 students enrolled in CTE programs statewide. Now there's more than 20,000 students and growing. And what we got to do is make sure that the supply of high-quality programs keeps up with the demand, and that the equipment that these young people are training on is the same equipment that they will see out in the workplace. Because it doesn't do us any good to train students for the jobs of 30 years ago. We need to train them for the jobs of today and tomorrow. Over 90% of graduates at Davies leave with an industry certification. So you know if you come here, you're going to get a good education, you're going to get a certification, and you're going to get a good job on the back end. I am committed to doing everything that I can from Congress to support Davies and to support career and technical education across Rhode Island. I'm a member of the bipartisan Career and Technical Education Caucus in Congress and have led funding requests to the Appropriations Committee for more money for CTE programs nationally, because this is how we build a strong workforce, this is how we have a strong economy, and this is how we bring back manufacturing here in the Ocean State. So thank you all very much for the role that you have played in making this day a reality. Let's continue the progress.
And I'd like to introduce Congressman Amo.
Thank you so much, Dave. It is great to be here. Thanks for all the leadership represented in this room. I know my colleague recognized folks, so I won't run through the list. But there are a lot of important people here because this is an important topic. As I was talking to my team about this event, I thought about my own background. I think about my dad first coming to the Blackstone Valley, to Central Falls, working in manufacturing. And this is not my dad's manufacturing. This is advanced. This is meeting the moment. And I'm so thrilled to see that this is an active space right now. We are here, work is underway, that training for the future is ongoing, and it could not make me more excited. And we know that CTE is about letting students experience that hands-on training and real-life simulations in the fields that are here now and require a workforce that is prepared. And it ensures that students of all backgrounds, right? Students of all backgrounds in our state have a pathway to family building incomes, family sustaining incomes, ones that will allow generations to thrive. And, it's exciting when you look at the stats. I know that my colleague, Congressman Magaziner, artfully described some of this, but to see that we are keeping up with the rest of the country. 8 out of every 10 high school students nationwide has completed at least one course in CTE. We've got world-class facilities where we are growing those numbers right here. Making sure that the 92% of high schoolers who concentrated in CTE continue their higher graduation rates amongst their peers. 92% versus 84%. That tells you there's something special here. And so, I'm happy to be a supporter. a supporter of all of the work that so many have done. Our great friends in the Manufacturers Association always beating the drum and making sure that folks across the state know that these are critical investments. And alongside Congressman Magaziner and the rest of the delegation, we need to do more work to get the funding that's necessary. That includes increasing funding for Perkins grants to make sure that every student has access to high-quality career and technical education. And that's why I join in a bunch of gratitude to Brad Morris and the Robert E. Morris Company, because this machine, as I've learned, is the only one of its kind in our state. And it will help students here at Davies be confident with the skills that they learn in the classroom for future and high-tech manufacturing. So this is a good day, one to celebrate. Let's multiply successes. Let's make sure that the outcomes that we desire, we're able to invest in over and over again, and let's keep going. Thank you for letting me be here today.
Thank you, Congressman. Mary, if you want, I know the Congressman have a tight schedule. Maybe you can take care of them and get that picture done. All right. What I'd like to do at this point is introduce a friend of mine, but he's also the director of the Department of Labor and Training, Matt Weldon.
Good morning, and thank you. I'd like to offer just a couple of different perspectives on what's happening here. So first, thank you to the Robert E. Morris Corporation. I saw the machine, I didn't touch it because Chair Abney, I'd be before you asking for money to repair it, and I'd rather spend that on more workforce development going forward. But when we think about the industry, manufacturing has about 40,000 jobs in Rhode Island and has for about the last decade. We project that that's going to grow a little bit over the next 6 or 7 years, but about 30,000 people are going to leave the industry because they're aging out. So what do? We have programs like this that supply that pipeline of talent for future generations of our workforce. Super important. Actual, real-life training is happening in the back of this building and right behind us. That's really important. The wages in this industry are really good, above the average in Rhode Island, about $69,000 a year. That's great. You can leave this program and get a job immediately, make good money, and be on a pathway to the middle class. Excellent. And right now in higher ed, they have a value proposition. People are paying to go to college and wondering what are they getting out of it. If you're having to make that decision, I would say it's false choice. Get the training, and we can also give you some credits to make sure you get that education while you're on your pathway to success. Super important part of what we're doing through the Governor's Road to Prosperity plan. So that's excellent. As a parent of a young person who recently graduated from college, he's a mechanical engineer and he struggled to get a job. With the help of some friends, he was able to get introduced to a great manufacturer in Cranston, and now he has his first full-time job making really good money, about that average rate wage, living at home. He's doing great. He's going to be able to save some money. The other day he came home and he said, Dad, look at what I did. I designed this part, and then I was able to go work on the CNC machine because they trained me, and look, we made what I designed today. How cool is this? So sometimes having that tangible aspect of your job gives you the value, you know that it's worth something to you. It makes you think at the end of the day that I accomplished something here, and I feel good about it. And what I did, by the way, is being rented by Saturday Night Live for a production next week. So cool people like Billie Eilish are going to use the things that I worked on. And he had a big smile on his face. And then he ate all the food in my house. And so it's worth it when my wife and I talk about, oh, this big guy that lives in the basement, I don't know. He's doing pretty great, and it's because of programs like this. So thank you for the work that you're doing. Keep it going. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt. One of the things that I talked to my son about was that I have a passion for manufacturing, and I'd be at my desk, and then these prints would come in that you can see over here, and the parts that have been made, and I get excited looking at the prints and how I'm going to make it, what machine I should put it on, and if I didn't have the right machine, I get a hold of Brad or Dan, and we come up with some kind of a solution. So, to me, I had such a passion for what I did. It wasn't really work. It was enjoyable for me. I just loved it, and I'm very fortunate that I'll be going on to my 8th year as the executive director for RIMA in January, and I was able to continue my path in manufacturing, which is the best thing I ever did. I'd like to introduce Chair Representative Marvin Abney. Unfortunately, the speaker was not available, but Marvin volunteered to replace him. I don't know if you can replace him, but I'd love to have Marvin Abney come up and say a few words.
Thank you, Dave, and good morning to everyone. Dave is not only a great citizen, but he's a great person. We spend a lot of time together talking about what's important, particularly in the manufacturing business, and dinners and lunches and things of that sort. And I learn a lot from him. I also learn he's very persistent, because Dave is the first person in my office and the last one during budget season. So he makes sure that anything that he's advocating for is there. And I really appreciate that, because it keeps me on my toes and keeps us going. But this morning, I'd like to thank you for joining me on this special day. And again, I'm Marvin Abney, and my real job is taking care of 3 granddaughters. But my second real job is being chair of the House Finance Committee, which is an honor, because there I've learned so much about people, about big organizations, about how to make things work, and I'm very appreciative of that. The main job of the committee that I chair is that of doing the yearly budget, but I don't do that by myself. We have some really, really good, talented people who help me out, and a couple are here now. Representative Shellcroft-Smith is here, very, very involved in things that we do in the legislature. And my good friend Mike Chippendale, he's the leader of the House on the Republican side, which is good. He just finished one of the toughest courses that a legislator will ever have to finish in their lives. And I'm proud of him for that. Although we're in 2 different political parties, I think we get closer because we both understand now how to get things done. And welcome back home. We had a good time. And then Rep. Phillips, who's a gentleman at heart. I really love this guy. And so it's not just me, but it's 74 other people who try to make these things happen. And if I missed anybody, I want to make sure I didn't, because there's a sign in at the door. But this leads us to today, as we celebrate the arrival of a new machine that I just looked at here at Davies, that will truly empower our current and future students, and that's important. To have good paying jobs, we all talk about it, and keep many aspects of their daily lives running and functioning. People who work in the trades are essential to keep Rhode Island moving forward, and no one here underestimates their value and necessity in their daily lives. My grandfather, I grew up in Texas, but my grandfather was a member of the trades, and some of the things that he built, now almost 100 years ago, still stand. They still operate. They still make a difference in the lives of people. We also know that our state is facing a surge of retirements, and in these fields, we must educate them, train future workers of these incredibly important jobs. That is why the House Finance Committee and the entire legislature increased funding for technical and career education by $2 million in this year's budget to the current amount of $6.5 million. So we're keeping our eye on that. My colleagues in the General Assembly and I value the role of tradespersons in our state's growth and success. And we were proud to increase the funding necessary to establish these future workers. I want to thank everybody who had a hand in that today, especially the donors of the machine to us, which was really good. The Robert E. Morris Corporation for donating the incredible machine that I saw. And I don't forget about the dedicated teachers and staff here at Davies. These kids don't learn alone. They learn from the experience that you've taught them to have, and that's very important. And of course, when they're embarking on a path toward high-paying jobs, it's just incredibly powerful that they have something to do. And I must say, it's not just about the machine, but it's about the kids who will learn a trade and they'll learn something about themselves. I grew up basically in the Army, and you all start out the same, but at some point you have to determine what you can do, and you do that by having great instructors, great teachers who stay on you. And students, they don't mean it when they're yelling at you, and they don't yell at you very much, but they're trying to make you better people, and that's what makes this country great. We talk a whole lot about what makes this country great. You see it as we stand around here. You see it in our colleges. You see it in the things that they do in their communities. That's what is important. They learn to set goals, get things done, and when that happens, they are now able to become part of the things that make you successful in life. A good job, good partners in life, great places to live, great times to get away and see how other people live. So it's more than just the machines that you're doing here, and it's more than just the machines that you are allowing us to do. So thank you so much on behalf of all of the House of Representatives and the Senate too. We have to all work together to get things done. So keep at it. I know I will see him 10 times this year before it's over, and he'll keep me abreast on everything. So thank you, Dave, and thank you very much for your attention.
You're 100% right, Marvin. You will be seeing me in January. So we have a bunch of state reps, and these are individuals that I talk with an awful lot about different issues. And one of them is the career tech and education all the time, how important manufacturing is, and they get it. And it's why when we have elections, we got to make sure we get the right personnel in there. And I'm very pleased to see my friends that have worked with us over the years working to achieve their election. I'm sure she will. She's got one in November, so we'll see how that works out. But I'd like to introduce at this point Representative Marianne Shellcroft.
Good morning and welcome, as we call it in Lincoln, Davies. And I'm proud to say and honored to say that Davies is in my District 46. And thank you for the idea that I'm going to win the election. I like that. Today I bring a citation, be it here known to all the Rhode Island House of Representatives office the sincerest congratulations to Davies Career and Technical High School, celebrating the arrival of Rhode Island's only Swiss-style CNC machine donated to the Advanced Manufacturing Program at the Robert E. Morris Corporation with the support of the Rhode Island Manufacturers Association. My colleagues here today, Representative Abbey, Representative Chippendale and Phillips, and the entire membership extends its very best wishes to the memorable occasion and expresses the hope for continued good fortune on the 16th day of October, 2024. Congratulations to Davies and everyone that came together in education and business partnership. Thank you very much.
I'd like to also recognize a friend of mine who I work with closely on manufacturing issues, and that's Christian Cowan. Where are you, Christian? There he is in the back. I've always said the analogy that Reimer and Polaris are on a highway. We're in separate lanes, but we have the same destination, and that's to improve the manufacturing sector in the state of Rhode Island. I'd also like at this point introduce Bill Bryan, who is the chair of the Career Tech and Education Board, which I used to serve on, and I'd like to have Bill come up.
Thank you, Dave. Hey, good morning, everybody. To me, career and technical education, it's all about kids. It's about providing them opportunities for their future, for our state's future. In that effort this last year, with Dave's participation and support, the CT Board of Trustees created our first ever strategic plan for career and technical education. And it's linked to the Commerce Rhode Island strategic plan with a focus on key industries where there are existing needs and emerging needs. Major focus of that is advanced manufacturing. And there is no other program in the state like the program here at Davies. Everyone who has participated in its development and its ongoing support is to be commended. Another aspect of our strategic plan is to promote partnerships with industry to ensure that our students are receiving an education that aligns with industry needs, so when they graduate, they are employable without necessarily additional training, but the opportunity to continue to advance their career. And that's essential. So Dave, and to everyone involved in the donation of the equipment today, congratulations. Thank you. Thank you, Davies, for hosting this event and letting everybody see how great you really are.
Thank you, Bill. When you put something like this together, and not just today's event, but supporting manufacturing takes a team. Excuse me, takes a team. I have a few of my board members here. Could you raise your hand so everyone can see who you are, please? Craig, get your hand up. Thank you, Craig. Craig is our chairperson, Joe Mattiello, Mike Mello. And in order for Reimer to actually do the things that we do, I get direction from Dawn Oppen and her assistant, Natalie. So it's like having a second marriage, trust me on this. So at this point, I'm going to turn it back over to Mary. Mary, you want to introduce Paul?
Thank you, Dave, and thank you so much, Rep. Shawcross-Smith, for the citation from the General Assembly. And I wanted to take a minute now to introduce to you the chair of the Davies Board of Trustees, Mr. Paul Lett. Paul is such a wonderful advocate for Davies and such a strong partner to me and to the administration. I feel blessed and lucky to be here and to be working with such a fabulous chair. And I would echo that message to the other members of the Davies Board of Trustees who are presently here. Skip Burns, Kelly Dorn, and of course Dave. And so, Paul, if you wouldn't mind coming up and sharing a few words on behalf of the board.
Thank you, Mary. I guess one of the best things about speaking last is everybody has already said what needs to be said. For those of you who have been here before, welcome back. If you've never been here before, hopefully you're blown away by witnessing the students working here and over in the corner. This is just one element of Davies, and we're so grateful for what Dave has done to move this manufacturing curriculum along and securing some good funds and equipment based on his relationship. So we're forever grateful for that. But if you haven't been to the school before, take the time to look around. This is the model for technical education in the state of Rhode Island. I'm a little biased, and I guess I can say that, but I believe it's true, and a lot of people agree with me. So again, I don't want to take much of your time. I think we're running a few minutes behind. But again, I want to thank everyone who came here today. This is probably one of the biggest gatherings, I think, when we unroll a new program or showcasing new equipment. So thank you very much. Thank you.
We're actually on time, Paul. Manufacturers are very concerned about time, trust me. Mary, you have one other individual that you were going to introduce?
And then lastly, I would like to call up to the podium Susan Votto, who is the Supervisor of Career and Technical Education at Davies. Susan has been working in career and technical education in the state of Rhode Island for many years. She is a treasure And she has written more program standards, I think, than anybody, and is just so passionate about career and technical education, and I wanted to give her the last word today. So Susan.
Thank you. Thank you. I want to thank the Robert E. Morris Company again, and also I would like to give special thanks to Mr. Chenevert because he has been such a strong supporter of not only myself but the program. You mentioned about placing students out on work-based learning and jobs in the future. Last year's graduating class accumulated 66,000 hours of work-based learning. It's October 16th, and I believe we're close to 20,000 hours right now. Our program is the best in the state. We have business partners that reach out to us constantly, and every day we also get calls from new business partners. So we are on a roll with placing students out in the industry. The other thing I would like to mention is, for the third time, Davies has just recently been recognized by PBN for the collaboration in manufacturing, and we're very proud of that. With that said, and I'm not going to take a long time because Chef Santos is getting a little bit anxious out there, I want to thank my teachers because it takes a team to have this event today, but also for our teachers to have the opportunity and the hours to provide instruction to our students. So with that said, I look at my teachers as coaches, and I look at the students as players. And the reason why I refer to that is because each one of you will be receiving a bat as an appreciation that has been manufactured by our students on our new Swiss machine. So thank you again. Thank you. And another feature today, and it's a surprise, and Kelia and Maria will be thrilled to know this, that our food truck is outside waiting to serve you lunch. And our students and our Chef Santos have cooked all the food, and they're ready to have you try our Davies food. So enjoy. I do want to also mention Catherine Dacier, who is our career coordinator, who plays a big role in our work-based learning program. So thank you, Kat.
A couple tidbits just to know, the PBN Manufacturing Awards, of all the awardees, 80% of them are RIMA members, which is pretty great accomplishment. And I don't know if I heard the person who runs this manufacturing system over here. Brian, where are you? There he is. Brian learned on that Swiss machine. Rem supplied some of the training. Robert E. Morris supplied the training, and he then turns that and starts teaching the kids how to run the machine as well. So it's a team effort, as I noted earlier, to make this program a success. And I am so pleased to see how many people showed up for this, because I think it's just a beginning of where we're going to take manufacturing down the road. So at this point, Mary, I assume we can head over if you like, and we'll show you the machine. Brian, you're in charge of that one. And make sure no one touches a button.